Hello model railroad fans. In today's video we're going to unbox and take a closer look at this beautiful train set from Athearn, as well as this center flow hopper car that I picked up at the same time. So so let's take a look at this here in just a moment. So if you would, give me 1 second and I will be right back. Alright, well thank you very much for sitting through that quick introduction, and as always I like to welcome you to Vintage Road and Rail. And as I had mentioned at the outset, we're going to take a look at this Athearn train set. Excuse me. And this is, it says Iron Horse, and this is a Spirit of 76 locomotive with Caboose, and on the other side there's some cars. This has never been opened, it's still taped down. But before we get to looking into that here in just a second, let's go ahead and set this over here for a moment. You can actually still find this listed on the Athearn website. If you go and you look it up and look up HO Iron Horse train set, this will come up and it will have this BNSF set on the website along with some other information. But it will say that it's out of stock and discontinued. So I printed out several pages of information. So before we start unboxing and getting a closer look at this train set, I thought I would, since I have this printed out, I would just kind of give some of the highlights here. So we've got some locomotive features right here. It's got see-through cab windows, factory installed handrails. It's got a 5-pole motor with flywheels. This is DCC ready, so it'll take an 8 and 9 pin plug. It's got front and rear headlights, nickel plated blackened wheels. These are RP25 wheels, so they're going to run on just about any kind of track. And replacement parts are available, including motor brushes, so you can just go to Athearn's website and find pretty much anything you need. So that's some information on the locomotive. On the freight cars, it says they're weighted for optimum performance. There's a 50-foot box car, a 50-foot gondola, and it doesn't mention it, but there is a tank car as well. And it also has the RP25 33-inch wheels, and these are nickel silver metal wheels. And then for the train set, pardon me, it's fully assembled and ready to run. So all you got to do is unbox this and set it up. And it's painted and printed, so it's not molded in you know, the color here. It's just like a white plastic and has been painted, so it should look pretty good. It's got a lot of detail. It comes with McHenry couplers. It's got a power pack, 3 freight cars, and it'll either come with a GP38 or a GP50 locomotive. I believe this is going to be a 38-2. And it comes with an oval of Bachmann Easy Track. So that's the quick details on that. And the very last thing it mentions, it has a little bit of information about prototype and background information on the locomotive. So I'm going to put that there. If you want to pause and read that, I won't go through the whole thing. But then it also gives you top 10 reasons to stay with Athearn trains. So I'll just kind of go through these quickly. Basically it says hobby quality, so under that it talks about how this train set will be good for basically a lifetime, and anybody that's familiar with Athearn can attest to that. Comes with a fully featured power pack, which is definitely going to be a lot better than your typical run-of-the-mill power pack you may get with, say, a Bachmann train set. This has great pulling power. According to the information on the website, it can pull at least 15 freight cars, but I would willing to bet you it could do 20 or better. Smooth performer, easy setup, and it does come with Bachmann Easy Track. And a big selling point for this is that it's DCC ready. Alright, and this was something I thought was interesting. It says ready to roll locomotive and freight cars. So this is basically the locomotive and cars from their ready to roll line, just like this car here. So it's not going to be as high quality as their Genesis, but this is definitely going to be a step above anything you're going to get from Bachmann. Everything is in one box, and it says up to $107 savings. So I'll just read this. If I can talk. If purchased separately, the total value of the War Bonnet set is $275, and the Iron Horse set, which is this one, would be $297. So buying everything together will save you either $85 or $107. Now I paid, if you go to the website, it basically shows that roughly about $200 to buy this set, this particular set here, but I paid considerably less than that for it at a local hobby shop. So anyway, that is enough rambling about the features. I will try to remember to post a link to the description of this, in the description of the video rather, to this website if you want to take a look at it yourself. So let me just set this off to the side here. Get that out of the way. Alright, and let's set this center flow hopper off to the side. And I'm going to move this train set over. And I'm going to take the camera off the tripod and go a little bit freestyle here, so we can get up close. So we're going to take a quick look at all the angles of the box. So here where it says this is Athearn Iron Horse, and basically it includes everything you need to get started. And we see our 1776 DCC ready locomotive, and we got our wide vision caboose. Alright, so let me flip this over. Actually, before we just go over to the side, let's just do the highlight on the side here. And it basically goes over those 10 features that we had looked at, or I had read through on the printout from the website. So I will just scan down this, and you can just take a look at it as I scan through. And that is pretty much everything on this side. Everything looks really good. I'm looking forward to cracking this open. Alright, so let's lay this over on the other side here, on the back. And here it says again, everything needed to get started. There's our tank car. There's our 50-foot box car. I'm sorry about the reflection from the light above me here. And we got this gondola with load. This is So Line. And down here it shows an image of the train pack power supply. And this is the track that comes with it. It's Bachmann Easy Track. So basically, it's going to be an oval, 45 inch by 36 inch. So you're going to have your 12 curves and your 2 straights. Alright, if we flip this over on the other side, just gives you a little bit of extra information. The set includes the locomotive, 3 freight cars, matching caboose, 45 by 36 inch loop of track, power supply, and it's recommended that you keep this case because you can easily pack it back up and get everything back in here, and it's a safe way to transport it wherever you're going. Alright, so I'm going to put the camera back on the tripod. Sorry about that. And I am going to wish I had been smart enough to grab a knife. But I'll just grab this little screwdriver here, and I'm going to break this tape. I don't know if you can see it here, but this is the tape on the other side, top here, holding it together. So we are going to break that tape. Now, if you had looked on the top of this, there was a date of 2015, and I don't know if that's when this was manufactured or when it was sold, but this is roughly about a 6-year-old set. Alright, so we're going to lay this down here, and we are going to pop the top and see what we've got inside. And I'm hung up with the handle on the top there. Alright, so there we are on the inside. So I'm going to move this forward here. You can see a couple straight pieces of track. And there's our locomotive. There's our caboose. And here is our power supply. So I'm going to set this off to the side and pull each part out individually, except the track. I'm not going to pull the track out. We've all seen Bachmann Easy Track. But let's get this power brick out and take a look. So it's going to come with this little adapter so that you can plug it straight into your Bachmann Easy Track. And here is your power supply. It's a really nice looking power supply. This is much nicer than what you typically would see with something from Bachmann. Which, just to give you a contrast, I got one laying over here. So here's your typical Bachmann, and so you can see there's quite a good bit of difference. This is a good bit heavier and definitely feels like it's going to be a lot more solid. Alright, so let's set that off to the side. We're not going to plug this up. I've already got a power supply, so when we actually run the train set, we're not, going to use that. So we got some paperwork stuck in the side here, so let's pull that out and take a look at what we got. And this is basically the warranty card. And the website, and you can sign up for their newsletter. And then it gives you some information on getting started with hooking up your track and running your train. Alright, so that was just kind of tucked down on the side there. So we're going to set that off to the side. And now let's pull out this locomotive and get a closer look. So here it is in its sleeve. It's actually got an outer plastic sleeve here. So we're going to pull that off and set that off to the side. And it's packaged up really well. Looks really good. Alright, so let's get the locomotive out and we'll take a closer look. I can pop it loose. There it goes. There we go. Alright. So here's the locomotive. So let's go ahead and pop these little pieces of foam out that's supporting the handrails. So one on each side. Be careful, I don't want to tear these up. It would be real depressing. Alright. Here we go. Now, it doesn't say anywhere, but I believe this is a GP38-2. And there is a good close-up of it. And it's in the spirit of 76 colors. We've got the road number is 1776. We got the red, white, and blue, and we got an eagle here. And here is the top. We've got our horns. I believe this is our filler cap for the sand. And I'm not sure if this is an air conditioning unit over here for the cab or if this is like an air filter or something else. And here's some fans. Really nice handrails. Alright, and it's going to have 8-wheel pickup, 8-wheel drive. And here's your fuel tank. Handrails, and here's the backlight with the number boards, the 1776, and here's your McHenry couplers, and then just more of the same on this side. Make sure I'm keeping that in frame. And there it is from the front. Let's bring this kind of the center here. And that is one beautiful locomotive. That is just amazing looking. Alright, so I don't see anything else in this packaging here, so I'm just going to set that off to the side. Alright, and now let's pull out this caboose and get a good look at that. And is this taped down? Is that what it is? Yes, it is taped down. Okay. Alright. So let me be careful pulling this out here. And here's our wide vision caboose. 76, Happy Birthday USA. It's in red, white, and blue. And it's got a nice bit of detail here on the ends and some molded in detail here. A little bit of foam on there. Let's get that off. There's the McHenry couplers. Here's the other side, looking really good. And it has metal wheels, so it should roll really, really well. Alright, so beautiful caboose, beautiful locomotive. Definitely looking forward to running this here in a few moments. Alright, let me pull out these two pieces of track here and just set those off to the side so that I can flip over this box. Just going to flip it over so we can get to the other side. And we're going to take this off and set it off to the side. Alright. So I'm going to come back off the tripod for a moment. We'll put it back on here when we want to take a closer look at each car. But we'll start down here at the bottom. We've got 4 pieces of curved track. Here's our Soline gondola with a load. And our 50-foot boxcar. I love that it's in red, white, and blue. It's going to match perfectly with that locomotive and caboose. Here is our silver tank car. And some more track. Total of, I believe, 12 pieces. 6 for each side of the loop. And you'll have the straights to make an oval. Sorry about that. Allergies acting up a little today. Alright, so let's put this back on the tripod. And let me pull out this Soline gondola. That's a beautiful car, isn't it? It's got a little load in there. So let's take this out carefully. Let's set this off to the side. Pardon me while I wrap this up, and I'm just going to put it back in the box so that it doesn't get messed up. Set that there. Alright, so I'm just kind of hold this carefully so I don't have the load fall out, because they're just loose pieces of plastic representing, I don't know, some sort of pipe or cover. I'm not sure what the heck that is. But there's the Soline gondola. And if you look on the bottom, you got the metal wheels, just like on the caboose. And there are some McHenry couplers on both sides. I'm a little worried that this one, no, I think it's going to be okay. Alright, and let's turn it around so we can see the other side. And I think that looks pretty good. I think it's a good looking gondola. Alright, so let's set that off to the side here. And see if I can break this tape here real quick. Yep, got it. Alright. So we're going to pull out the tank car next. And there it is. All silver. It's got the metal handrails here. There's your ladder. Turn it on the bottom, we can see we got the metal wheels, so it's going to roll really, really well. And here's our couplers, McHenry coupler, our brake wheel. There we are on the other side. There's a place for a little sign. I wish I had one on there. Maybe I can find a little sticker or something to put in there. And then here is this side. So again, really nice looking. Set that off to the side. And finally, the last piece of the train set we're going to look at is the 50-foot boxcar. I got a bit of styrofoam that came out with it. There we go. Alright, and there's the 50-foot boxcar. beautiful paint scheme with that red, white, and blue. And I believe the doors open. Or maybe they don't. Can't tell if no, they don't look like they open. Alright, and the metal wheels, McHenry couplers. We got our brake wheel there. There's the other side, looking good. And that is going to just match perfectly with this American Spirit of 76 theme locomotive and caboose. Alright, excuse me. So I'm going to set this off to the side. Alright, I apologize for that. And while it's not part of the train set, I bought this at the same time, so I thought we would just take a quick look at that. And after that, I'm going to get this loaded up on the track with this car, and we're going to see how it looks running around the track a little bit. I'm already at about 20 minutes, so I don't want to waste too much more of your time. This video went a little bit longer than I'd planned. But we're talking trains, so it can't be that bad. Alright, well here is our chassis systems. B&O, center flow, covered hopper. I'm not sure if this has McHenry couplers or not, but it does have knuckle couplers. And it has metal wheels, so it's going to look great added onto this train set. Here's this side, this end rather. The opposite side looks just like the other one. And we got our brake wheel. So a beautiful, beautiful train set. And this car is going to be a nice addition to that train set. Alright, so I am going to stop the footage right here for a moment. And I'm going to go ahead and get this train set loaded up on the track. And then we can watch it make a few runs. And I'll kind of give you my thoughts on it and wrap this video up. So give me just a couple of moments and I'll be right back. Okay, took me a few moments to get this on the track, but here's our locomotive. This is our box car, 50-footer. Now this is not, I repeat, not included with the train set. I just bought it at the same time. Our center flow hopper. This is our tank car, our 50-foot gondola, and our wide vision caboose. On the layout, or I should just call it the train table, it ain't much of a layout, but I've got my standard power supply hooked up, so when we give it a little power, just a little. There we go. You can kind of see the light flickering a bit, but we've got some really good slow speed here. And it's really quiet. I'm not hearing a peep out of it. I know it's going slow, but I'm not hearing anything. And here is the full train set. So if we stop it and put it in reverse, you should see, you kind of barely see it, but that backup light is coming on. Alright, let's put that back and forward, and let's give it a bit of speed. And I ran into a car. I think my track must have scooted a little bit. Reach over there and get that out of the way. Alright, sorry about that. Let's try that again. And there she goes. GP382 by EMD. in Spirit of 76 colors. 50-foot box car, covered hopper, tank car, gondola, and our caboose. And there she runs. And let's get up here and watch it come on around the bend. Alright, let's get back in focus. There we go. That is a beautiful train set. Alright, so while we watch it, just kind of make a couple of laps here. I'll kind of give you some of my thoughts on this. One is I've opened quite a few Bachmann train sets over the past few months. And this is just head and shoulders above in the quality. And I love that it's DCC ready. And that will be a future video. I'm going to upgrade this, hopefully to DCC sound. But at minimum it's going to get DCC. It's an easy upgrade, so why not? But like I was saying, Athearn needs to make more of these types of train sets. I think this is a better beginner set for someone new to the hobby than what you're going to get with a standard Bachmann train set. And these ready-to-roll locomotives are basically updated versions of the Blue Box, and those things are practically bulletproof, so this thing will last for years, and it's just going to run forever. You can't necessarily say that with Bachmann stuff. So I think someone's about to come interrupt me here. I hear movement. I think they realized I was filming and stomped back up the steps. But anyway, all of my thoughts on this are positive. I think it's a beautiful locomotive. It runs solid. The matching caboose is absolutely stunning. I think the selection of cars work really well for the paint scheme of this locomotive and caboose. And the metal wheels are running just great. And the paperwork and the information on the website says this will pull 15 cars. I would almost bet you it could pull 30. But it could for sure do 20. So the only negative thing I have to really say about this train set are these McHenry couplers. I had to fidget with them quite a good bit to get them to couple. And I definitely had to make sure they were on a straightaway. But otherwise, the quality of the cars is fantastic. The all metal wheels, they're going to roll nice and smooth and last a long time. Very, very beautiful locomotive and train set. So, alright, so let me get back down here on the corner and let's watch it do another run by. Got it coming around the bend here. And that is just beautiful. We've got it coming around again. So let's come down here and catch it about this angle right here. That is beautiful. Alright, in a future video I am going to upgrade this to DCC, and then I'm going to take it up to the train club and let it run on that nice big layout and get some nice beauty shots of it. But for right now, this will do on my little 4x6 table. And that green Athearn Blue Box car is going to be in a future video here. Alright, well that about wraps it up. I apologize, this video went much longer than I wanted to, probably about 25 or 6 minutes. So if you stuck through the whole thing, I certainly appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed seeing this train set, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you've got one of these train sets and one of the other paint schemes like BNSF or Union Pacific, tell me about it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. But that pretty much wraps up this video. So again, thanks for watching, and happy model railroad.